U.S. Ambassador to NATO Matthew Whitaker joins us this morning. Mr. Ambassador, thank you for joining us. Let's pick it up where Zelensky says he just doesn't trust Putin. No big surprise there. Do you think Putin is being honest about his desire to end the war with Ukraine?
I think there is a desire to end the war on both sides. I think it's just what the terms could be. We have become increasingly aware of, the differences between the two sides. We're hearing 95% of the way there on the negotiations of a peace deal. That's fantastic. And, the only person that could bring both sides to the table and most importantly keep both sides at the table is President Trump. And so we are going to push through, see if there's a peace deal to be had. But it's pretty clear, as the president said over the weekend, it either is going to get done as part of this process we're in the middle of right now, or it's going to go on much longer. Let's all hope that we can get a peace deal here in the new year.
Yeah, indeed. What's the major stumbling block, do you think?
Well, I think there's a couple major stumbling blocks. Some have already been overcome. The security guarantees, both from the coalition of the willing and the Europeans and others, together with the security guarantees from the United States, and what that looks like, and have put some teeth and some some real details on those plans. I think those are done. At the same time, there are the territory questions, and where you draw the line of contact, how much, and both sides need to pull back from that line of contact, who polices, violations of the line of contact. I mean, that's where it gets very complicated, very detail-oriented, and I know teams on both sides are working very hard in the United States, and we're very engaged in that discussion and making sure that it can be an enforceable peace deal, because ultimately, if we have a peace deal that only lasts for days, that's no peace deal at all.
Exactly. Next one for you. Vladimir Putin claims Ukraine attacked his home. Watch this.
President Putin told me about it. Early in the morning, he said he was attacked. It's no good. It's no good. Don't forget, the Tomahawks. I stopped the Tomahawks. I didn't want that. Because we're talking about, it's a delicate period of time. This is not the right time. It's one thing to be offensive, because they were offensive. It's another thing to attack his house. It's not the right time to do any of that, and can't do it.
So Ukraine denying this attack ever happened. What do we know, Ambassador?
Well, I know that there are reports from the Russian side that this alleged attack at one of the presidential palaces by drone or drones, it is unclear whether it actually happened. Ukraine is receiving drones and missiles every single night into their capital city, and all they can do is fight back. And it seems to me a little indelicate to be this close in a peace deal. Ukraine really wanting to get a peace deal done, and then to do something that would be viewed as reckless or not helpful. So we're going to get to the bottom of the intelligence, and for me, the most important thing is what the United States and our allies' intelligence services say about whether or not this attack actually happened.
Very good. We'll have to leave it there. Ambassador Whitaker, thank you so much for joining us.
All right. Good to see you again, Ashley. Thank you.